Hey guys, WrestleTom here. I picked up a few boxes of used figures on eBay. There's a few good ones in here. So let's see who the first fig is. Here is the first fig. Any guesses on who it is? Any guesses now that it's out of the packaging? The first fig I picked up is Elite 22 Lord Tensai. This is a huge figure for me. I've always wanted a Lord Tensai figure and I finally picked one up off eBay. So first, let's take a look at his jacket. It comes with some sort of Japanese writing all around, red and black. And on the back, it's just red and black. Coming up to what Lord Tensai is wearing on his head, some sort of headgear with red diamond studs or something like that. But let's take his accessories off and have a look at this fig. And this is Lord Tensai without any of his attire on. Already what I'm seeing for a used figure, this is an amazing condition. Feels like brand new. The only problem that I've literally seen on the entire figure is a small scuff mark right there. That's it. The whole figure feels stiff. Maybe the torso is a little bit loose, but you expect that from older day Mattel. So first things first, let's take a look at Lord Tensai's head scan. You see all the writing on his head. And then he's also got his lip rings. Thing to note is I do own an Albert figure. This figure is so much more bulkier than an Albert figure. And we get on to his tattoos. It comes with some sort of design going from his arms to his chest on both sides. One thing I don't like is this hand, but it should be easily replaced, hopefully. And then it also comes with one grab hand. Coming further down onto his attire, it's just a black and red star with some Japanese writing as well. And on the back is just plain. He's got a few tattoos on his legs. And then coming down to the knee pads, some more Japanese writing with a red and black knee pad. Onto the boots, it's the same style. Red and black boots with Japanese writing. That is Lord Tensai, an amazing fig, an amazing pickup. I think kind of a rare one. Back when I was trying to get this when I was younger, could not find Lord Tensai anywhere. But that is Elite Series 22 Lord Tensai. Let's see who the second fig is. You can see him peeking out a little bit. Any guesses on who this fig is? It is Elite 27 Kofi Kingston. Now this one seems to be in amazing condition. The guy who bought it off said it's only ever been used for display, but let me be the judge of that. A very unique Kofi Kingston in bright orange and black attire. First things first, we'll take a look at his head scan. An old school Kofi Kingston head scan. He also comes with an I Can Fly t-shirt, and on the back it's just a plain black. So let's take this shirt off. And that's Kofi Kingston without his t-shirt on. First things first, I'm noticing his torso is a little bit loose. Very loose. Of course, he comes with his tattoos all on his arm, on his back, but none on the other arm. Now taking a look at his tights, I will say the legs are stiff like they've hardly ever been used. You see on the front, Kofi. On the back is nothing. Down one leg is Kofi flying, and down the other leg is the exact same design. Now onto his knee pads. Well, there ain't actually any knee pads with this Kofi Kingston figure. He's wearing them under his tights, but you can't tell with that in figure form. You see the star logo, and then the old school Kofi Kingston logo, and whatever the hell these are meant to be on the boots. And then also on the back of the boots is Kofi flying again. But that is Elite Series 27 Kofi Kingston. One out at random. And it's Elite Series 23 Cesaro. And here is Cesaro out of the box. I will say I do own the Cesaro, but this is in amazing condition unlike my Cesaro. It is missing. I will say he is missing his accessories that go onto his leg. Like sweatbands or something, it looked like that goes around the legs. However, other than that, this is a complete Cesaro figure. First off, we'll take a look at the American flag. Not amazing condition on this flag, but what do you expect about a piece of paper that is over 10 years old? Then we'll get on to the star of the show, Cesaro. So first off, let's take a look at this head scan. It's in amazing condition, no scuffs, no marks, no nothing. This is back when he was Antonio Cesaro. And one thing I will note is like this fig has never been used. Feel the stiffness of that torso, the legs, even twisting the legs is a task all in itself. So we'll get onto the body of Cesaro. The classic Cesaro hairy chest and nothing on the back. No tattoos or anything down the arms, just like in real life. Onto the trunk, you see the AC for Antonio Cesaro with a white, red and black design, and on the back it's just the same plain white, red and black design. Of course it's a Cesaro figure. He comes with no knee pads, but he does come with socks poking out, some red and white socks, and then some plain black and white boots. So that is Cesaro. But he does also come with this United States Championship. And even looking at it and feeling it, it feels brand new. No scuff marks, no paint chips, no nothing. The best version of the United States Championship right here. In amazing condition. But that is Elite Series 23, Antonio Cesaro. Let's see who the next fig is out of this box. It is Elite 8, Drew McIntyre. Now, I originally thought this was the Survivor Series Drew McIntyre, and I thought someone arm swapped him and didn't come with his entrance jacket, but taking a look online, this is an Elite 8 Drew McIntyre. If you picked up the Survivor Series from a few years ago, this is sort of the exact same thing. But firstly, let's take a look at this head sculpt of Drew McIntyre. This is what threw me onto the scent. It's a different head sculpt. I like this look of Drew McIntyre right here. The chosen one, Drew McIntyre, with his ponytail. Getting onto his body and his torso. It's just all plain, and his arms are all plain. Apart from long black wrist tape on both arms. Already, again, I will say this fig is in amazing condition, considering it's an Elite Series 8. It feels brand new still. But let's take a closer look at his attire. White attire with blue straps on either side in the form of an X. And the same thing goes with his knee pads, with the back of his knee pads being plain white. Then onto his boots are just plain black generic boots for Drew McIntyre. So that is Elite Series 8 Drew McIntyre. It is kind of plain, but it is in brand new condition. I don't see many people picking up a Drew McIntyre Elite back in 2009, 2010. So I reckon this is more on the rare side. But that is the chosen one, Drew McIntyre. We still have a ton to get through, but I know there's still some really rare ones in there. So let's go in, grab one at random. And who do we got? We got Elite Series 9 MVP. That's what I'm talking about, a rare one. Elite Series 9 MVP. So let's take him out of the packaging and see if he comes in great condition and all of his accessories. Here's Mattel from Tavius Porter, and to me, he looks complete. He also comes with his headband and both of his neck chains. I don't believe he came with any other accessories. Now, this is a fig I've wanted for years. This exact style of MVP. The release one similar, but I could never get my hands on it. But I finally got the original Elite Series 9 MVP. So first things first, let's take a close look at his headband. It just comes with an M, and the rest of it is all plain. taking it off. See some scuff marks on the head. I don't know if that's picking up. But let's take a close look at the head scan. He's got his taped up nose. MVP's signature smug look. And of course, MVP's beautiful, beautiful hair. Taking a close look at his neck chains. He's got 3 or 5 MVP. So we'll just take these off a sec. Coming down to his arms. On his right arm, he's just got a single star. But then coming down to his left arm, this is where things get interesting. A very colourful, detailed, tattooed arm. Very impressive work from early day Mattel, to be honest. But we take a closer look at his attire. MVP on the front in a red and black, and on the back a star and an M. But when talking about MVP, you don't want to miss out on MVP's gloves. A beautiful red and black style glove. As you can see, it also comes with the MVP logo, the star and M. And also some sort of wrist tape that you can take on and off if you was to take the hands off. But back to the rest of his attire, he's got red and white running down the side on either side all the way down to the end of his singlet. Onto his knee pads are just plain black knee pads and plain black on the back. Then onto his boots, apart from the star and M logo, they're just generic plain black boots. But that is MVP, an amazing figure, a rare figure, an early elite set figure. But there's still more just like him in this box. It's still filled to the brim with WWE figures. There's 2 things that I can see that are calling me right now, and it's this yellow and it's this ladder. So first things first, who is in this? It is Elite Series 26 Jack Swagger with, I believe, Basic Series Zeb Coulter, and in this packaging is a ladder. Now let's take both these things out of the packaging, and here is everything. And first we have Zeb Coulter. Firstly, he comes with this banner, "Don't tread on me." Back when these two used to say, "We the people," and I'm sure that didn't fly back then, and it definitely doesn't fly now. So that's the first and last time I'll be saying that. So first off, Zeb Coulter, aka I believe Dutch Mattel. Let's take a close look at his face scan. A great looking face scan. So looks sort of young though, compared to how he actually looked at the time. He's got his iconic moustache beard. See some grey poking through on his beard, but that is the face scan. And then he comes with this sort of vest with a red tie underneath. Here's the back of the vest, but the rest of the figure is plain white cargo pants and plain boots. So that is Zeb Coulter. I will say it does feel in great condition. Don't feel loose at all. It doesn't need to be an elite if it's only a manager. So we'll stick him on the ladder. Actually, we'll take a look at this ladder. It's just a generic small Mattel ladder. If you've got a ladder in your collection, it's literally the exact ladder. I want them to make massive breakaway ladders one day. Next, onto the star of the show, Jack Swagger, aka Jake Hager. First thing to note, this fig, super stiff. You just see the force you have to put into that. Feels brand new. One thing to note though, when was Jack Swagger ever ginger? Not the best head sculpt there on Jack Swagger. Well, it's a good head sculpt. Just got the colourings all wrong. Jack Swagger was never ginger. But let's talk about his attire. Comes with a black and grey attire. I don't know if the camera will pick that up. It comes with a sort of star on the side and the exact same on the other side. On the back, It does say, "We the people." Comes with long wrist tape on both arms and taped up hands. Coming down to the side, continues the rest of the way down to the trunks and then onto the knee pads. Black and grey again with stars. It's very hard to tell what it is on camera. Then down to the boots. A bit of variation on the boots, a bit like demolition boots. Black, grey with white studs. Once again, as always, amazing condition for what, 7, 8, maybe longer year old figure. But if you don't want to say "we the people," you can always swagger bomb Seb Coulter onto the ladder and turn into Jake Hager. That is Elite Series 26 Jack Swagger and Basic Series Zeb Coulter. There's still a box full of figures left. Let's grab one out of the box and see who it is. Any guesses? It is Elite Series 17 Zack Ryder. Here he is. This fig is bringing it all back to me. This used to be one of my favourite figs to play with when I was younger, until I up and ruined it. But this is Elite Series 17 Zack Ryder. Was and still is one of my favourite wrestlers, but especially this era of Zack Ryder, one of my favourite wrestlers. Take a look at his accessories. He comes with orange sunglasses, and he also comes with a headband, but I can't make out what it actually says on the headband. So we'll put them to a side and we'll keep the Internet Championship until later. A bit like a Jack Swagger I already opened in this mystery unboxing. I can't remember a time when Zack Ryder was ginger. But here is a closer look at the face scan. Quite good likeness of Zack Ryder, not the best. But of course, it has ginger hair. Comes with elbow pads on both sides and white wrist tape. Then get it down to his attire. He's wearing a silver attire, which you don't see often. And you see on the front is Zack Ryder, his hair and his glasses. On the side, you see the Zack Ryder logo. On the back, "Are you serious, bro?" Zack Ryder, and a QR code. Down to the knee pads, both in silver once again, with the Zack Ryder logo, with nothing on the back. Down to the boots, which are surprising, black and purple, with both boots having the Zack Ryder logo. But that is Elite Series 17 Zack Ryder, one of my favourite figs ever. Onto the true star of the show. Probably the rarest item I'm gonna unbox is the Internet Championship. Now this belt is in amazing condition. And what I like, they left these blank because obviously they couldn't put Twitter, YouTube, all sorts of other logos on the title, so they left it to find decals yourself, I think. A closer look at the front of the Internet Championship. I love this belt. I did own this belt, but I feel like this belt is going to have the same problem as my old one, is that here doesn't connect properly and over time it's just going to rip. So what I'm going to do is keep that in a very safe place with Elite Series 17 Zack Ryder. An amazing fig for me. This is a grail. I don't even want to play with it, even though I got it to play with. I feel like I'm just going to put it on display and leave it there for the rest of time. Stick my hand in, grab a random fig. It is Alberto Del Rio Elite Series 12 with Build-A-Figure Ricardo Rodriguez. And here's the two men out of the packaging. First off, let's take a look at Ricardo. This is the Build-A-Figure Ricardo Rodriguez. Now, many years ago, I got the CM Punk that came with the Ricardo arms, but now I finally have the full Ricardo Rodriguez. What's weird is before I even bought this, I was saying to myself, oh, I need a Ricardo from a Del Rio. And now I've got one. So first things first, let's take a look at the face scan. It's sort of a hit and miss. It does look like him, but at the same time, not exactly. But actually, more looking at it, it does look quite a lot like Ricardo Rodriguez. But if you've had any Build-A-Figure at all, they're pretty much all the same, apart from he comes with a bow tie. And then the rest is just a suited up fig. And he also does come with a microphone. So when he announces, Alberto Del Rio. Then moving on to Alberto Del Rio, he comes with a dog. Which I think I do remember this, but I don't know why he came with a dog. I think he comes with a lucha mask on. So that's the dog. Onto the star, Alberto Del Rio. Now, when I think of Alberto Del Rio, this is the Alberto Del Rio I think of. But this is Alberto. In great condition. Arms are a little bit loose. Well, this one is a tiny bit loose. But let's take a close look at the face scan of Alberto. He comes with a sort of tomahawk. Then here's the face scan of Del Rio. A smirking face. Onto the back, Harry's only tattoos. On both hands, he comes with white wrist tape. Then getting onto his attire is a golden yellow trunks for Del Rio and silver for all the decals. You got two eagles, one on either side, and then an A right on the front of the trunks. Then going down to his knee pads, just a plain white knee pad. Plain white on the back. Then to the boots, again it's just plain white boots, plain white on the back, no decals on the boots. But that is Alberto Del Rio, the dog, and Ricardo Rodriguez. Great figures, hold up well, and it's great to have a Ricardo Rodriguez build a figure. There's still some super rare ones in there. So let's reach in and grab one at random. It is Elite Series 24, The Miz. And here is The Miz. I'm already in love with this figure because of the head scan. The Miz with kind of a beard on. But let's wait to show the head scan. First off, it comes with an extra entrance jacket. I don't know if the Elite did, or the seller just threw in an extra jacket. But it's just a plain black with buttons, a plain black on the side. Closer look at all the designs. But let's get onto the main fig, The Miz. So first off, we'll take a look at his entrance jacket. A great looking entrance jacket on The Miz here. A black and silver design. On the back, B Miz logo. A great looking entrance jacket for a great looking figure. So let's take this jacket off and see what else this fig has. And here's The Miz without his entrance jacket on. A great looking figure already. First things first, let's take a close look at the face scan. You see more of that 5 o'clock shadow of The Miz. I quite like this head scan. Not the best Miz head scan. If you painted his hair blonde, you could have a Joe Hendry right there. He comes with black wrist tape on both arms. And since it's The Miz, obviously no tattoos. Getting down to his trunks, he has the upside down WWE logo, the old scratch logo. With some sort of design going from the logo to the back, where it says B Miz with the Miz's eyes. Coming down to the knee pads, just normal grey knee pads. Then to the boots, some grey white boots with some black design. It also says awesome on both sides. And then on the back, 2 upside down WWE logos for The Miz. But that's it for The Miz. We still have a few more figures left in the boxes. We see the box is running dry right about now. We've only a few figs left. So let's grab this one and see who it is. It is Elite Series 10, John Morrison. So let's take him out of the packaging and see how he looks. And here is Elite Series 10, John Morrison, once again in amazing condition. First things first, let's take a look at these 6 shades he's wearing. A silver sunglasses with the cross in the middle, and if we take them out, you see the face scan of John Morrison. Very similar to his newest Elite face scan, but I believe this one is slightly better for John Morrison. He also comes with a t-shirt with some sort of building John Morrison face on it, and is that a man with a gun? On the back of the t-shirt is just plain black. So first things first, let's take this t-shirt off. I really like old Mattel soft goods. They feel so premium and not so thin. Look how thick the material is for this. A lot better than current day. But now on to John Morrison. We sort of saw the face scan, but let's take another close look. And then there's the back of him. No tattoos or anything, of course. But he does have a unique white and black wrist tape on both sides. Getting down to his attire, it's another silvery attire with some designs going down both legs all the way down to the boots. And on the back the designs continue. And on the back of the trunks, looks like he has pockets. And even has a design on his belt. Going down to the boots, he's got the boots with the fur. Nice silvery fur boots. And then to his actual boots, he's just got plain black boots. That is Elite Series 10, John Morrison. The only issue, I've had this entire unboxing, is this minor problem where it's a little bit loose there. But a few loom bands or something should tighten that right up. But ladies and gentlemen, that is John Morrison. I still have a handful of figures left to open in this mystery unboxing. I've only got a few more figures left to open, and I've just seen one, so let's take him out of the box. It is Elite Series 20 Wade Barrett. This one I'm excited for, so let's not waste any time and get into this fig. And here is Wade Barrett. I'm so happy I finally got a Wade Barrett Elite figure. I've got basics, with one being in my crowd right there. But I finally got my hands on an Elite Wade Barrett. So first things first, he does come with 2 different types of shirts. He's got his entrance jacket that just goes over his shoulders. I don't know if I can do it with... Don't look perfect since he's got his t-shirt on, but it will come out and boom! Take that jacket off. Then also he comes with a Barrett Barrage t-shirt. There's a closer look. EST 1980. Bare knuckle Lancashire, England. And then on the back of the t-shirt it's Wade Barrett. So let's take this shirt off and see if there's anything hiding underneath the fig. And here's Wade Barrett without his shirt on. So first things first, let's get to the head sculpt. A great looking head sculpt here for Wade Barrett. Gets his lightness very well. One thing I will know though is, when did he have ginger eyebrows? Why did they keep on all the Mattels keep replacing black or brown with ginger? And then onto the body of Wade Barrett. It is a little bit loose, but not like used loose, if that makes sense. It probably just came like this. He comes with a tattoo all the way down his arm, with an elbow pad, which is a shame they didn't add like a little bit of red for when he does the bull hammer elbow. Then on his other arm he comes with his iconic blue, black and red tattoo, with another elbow pad, with wrist tape on both arms, and his back all plain. The front of his trunks are plain red with a small United Kingdom logo, and on the back it says Wade Barrett. He also comes with just plain black knee pads on the front and also on the back. Also he comes with plain black boots on the front, on the sides and also on the back. I didn't show much detail of his entrance jacket, Comes with a rose and something tucked into the pocket. But the star of the show for me is the White Intercontinental Championship. This title has eluded me for so long, and I'm so happy to finally get it into my collection. The old white strap with the Intercontinental Championship. An amazing looking belt for an amazing looking figure. But that is Elite Series 24 Wade Barrett. Amazing condition as always. An amazing looking figure that I'm so happy to have into my collection. There's still a handful of figures left to unbox. The eBay mystery box is running low. There's only 3 figures left. But what I do know, we have a chance of pulling a Holy Grail. It's a 1 in 3 chance of me picking it out of the box. Let me stick my hand in, grab a random figure, and it is Elite Series 11 Christian. Still, the Holy Grail is in the box. So let's not waste any time and let's get this fig out of the packaging. And here is Elite Series 11 Christian. A lot of earlier on in the series in this mystery box, but here's Elite Series 11 Christian. First things first, let's take a look at his head scan. This is what caught me straight away. A much younger looking Christian. I'm guessing this looks from 2009, 2010. It could even be from earlier on. But here is the face of Christian. He does also come with this t-shirt. It's Christian doing the looking out pose. I can't really do it with this style of figure. So like that when he's on the turnbuckle and he's looking out. On the back of the t-shirt is just plain. Once again, this figure feels in amazing condition. But we won't know the condition of underneath unless we take this shirt off. And here's Christian in his ring gear. Torso in great condition and legs are in amazing condition. Maybe even needs to heat this leg up a little bit, it's kind of stiff. But let's take a closer look at Christian. He comes with his tattoo on his left arm and nothing on the other side. He does come with 2 elbow pads on either side and no wrist tape, surprisingly. Getting down to his tights, it says Christian on either side. A nice green and white design, and on the back is just green and white. Going lower down, it's a C with like a crown and everything. And same on the other side, so I'm guessing that's Christian's logo. The rest are just plain black attire. A kind of plain Christian figure, but I believe less can be more sometimes, because this Christian figure looks amazing, especially for early day Mattel. But that is Elite Series 11 Christian. We still have 2 more figs in the mystery box, and one of them being a Holy Grail. Now the box is running low. I believe there's only 2 more figs left inside, but it's still a Holy Grail left inside this box. So it's a 50-50 chance of me hitting the Holy Grail in this video. Let me reach my hand in. Grab one. Is this the Holy Grail? No, but it is Elite Series 19 Dolph Ziggler. Probably my favourite Dolph Ziggler they've ever made. So let's not waste no more time and get into this fig. And here is the show off. Elite 19 Dolph Ziggler. An amazing looking figure. My favourite Dolph Ziggler figure. First things first, he comes with an amazing looking entrance jacket. So like spiky all the way around. And on the back it says show off Dolph Ziggler. Then underneath he comes with like a t-shirt or something hanging from him. And it says it's not showing off. Let's take his accessories off and see this fig in in-ring attire. First, let's get a closer look at this hanging t-shirt or whatever the hell this is. It's just a piece of plastic that goes around Ziggler. You see again, it's not showing off. And here is Dolph Ziggler in all of his glory. First things first, let's take a look at the face scan. A great looking Dolph Ziggler face scan. a 2015 prior Dolph Ziggler. But one thing to note, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, does have quite a lot of scuff marks on the head. But I will say they are barely noticeable. I only noticed them because I was proper inspecting it. But let's get on to the rest of the fig. Of course, for a used figure, the torso feels amazing and his arms are quite stiff. It's Dolph Ziggler, so he doesn't come with any tattoos. It comes with white wrist tape and also on his hand. The same on the other side. Dolph Ziggler looking jacked as always. Onto the best Dolph Ziggler attire, I believe. A nice pink attire with some sort of design running on the front. And on the side, a DZ logo. And then on the back it says show. I would expect it to say show off. And then something there looks like OP it. Something like that. OPF. So it comes with black knee pads. And then just plain black on the back. I do wish this fig came with white knee pads. I think that would look amazing on this figure compared to the black. Onto the boots, it comes with black and white boots with some sort of straps on the side. And it's the exact same for the other boot. And that is Elite 19. The show-off Dolph Ziggler. Well worth the money. An amazing figure. If you're in need of a Dolph Ziggler figure, I would pick this one up. This is by far the best Dolph Ziggler figure, in my opinion. But still to come is the Holy Grail. There's only one more fig left in this box. There's only one figure left in the box, and it is a Holy Grail. It is any guesses? Any guesses? It is Elite Series 5 Chavo Guerrero. A very rare and a very expensive Chavo, especially if you have all the accessories that came with it. So let's not waste any more time and get into this fig. And here is Chavo Guerrero. Probably one of the earliest Elite figures I do own. It comes with his t-shirt, his bandana, and of course Chavo Guerrero, and also the stand that he originally came with, which is amazing actually. So first things first, let's take a look at this bandana. Here's a closer look at Chavo's bandana. Just a black bandana with white designs on it. Also comes with this t-shirt, this ridiculously oversized t-shirt. Comes with like some sort of bird on the front with some stars going down the bird. It's just plain black on the back. So let's take this shirt off and see if there's any hidden damage on this figure. So far, so good on this Chavo Guerrero figure. Looking in great condition, apart from one thing I've noticed that we'll get into in a sec. But first, let's take a close look at the face of Chavo. A great looking head scan for Chavo. But one thing I did notice, he does sort of have the chip in the top of his hair. But I bet the Sharpie will hide that. But other than that, this fig feels in great... Oh my god, the legs are so stiff. I'll have to definitely warm this up. His legs that want to move forwards and back. But let's get into Chavo. He comes with white wrist tape on both hands. No tattoos whatsoever on Chavo. So we'll get down to his tights. He comes wearing black tights with lots of colourful design covering the whole tights. A great looking figure, a nice looking figure here for Chavo. Then getting down to his boots, very Eddie-esque boots, black and gold. I'm not sure if the camera can pick up all the detail properly, but very faint gold on the boots for Chavo. But less is more in this case. It doesn't pop too much, but when you notice it, you notice it. And of course, it comes with golden laces. That is the Holy Grail, the complete Elite Series 5 Chavo Guerrero. That means this is the end of this eBay mystery figure unboxing. So whether you're watching this in episodes or you're watching the whole movie and you've made it to the end, if you like this video, leave a comment and subscribe for more. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you feel like this area, please hit that subscribe button. But other than that, more importantly, have a nice day.